Y'all, check this video out. This guy literally kicked this woman out of his car because she done let him know it wasn't going down on the first date. Watch.
Not today, Satan. This is tripping. I don't know what she thinking, yo. Hey, look, just come on, get out the car. Like, come on.
Why would I do that? Why would I get out the car?
And I'm recording this, so you can't say I tried something or I abused
why
you or something crazy like that.
Because we're in the middle of nowhere, and why do you want me to get out your vehicle? I'm confused.
Because this like, you're just talking like this ain't gonna work. Like I can always see this ain't gonna work. So let's just
we didn't even get a chance to really start the thing yet, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, I see how you thinking, how you talking. You talk about celibacy and all this stuff. Like then you give it to Keke and Ray and all.
Okay,
like,
I get it. So you're
Jody,
mad. You're mad because I won't sleep with you. That's
it's not even that. It's the fact that like, why are you playing games, right? That's
I'm
the problem with y'all.
Y'all
have all these expectations
to not have sex with you. I don't know you like that. I don't know what you have.
And that's fine.
I'm clean, baby. I'm clean.
Who the hell have you been dating? I can show you my records, baby.
Good. Well, that would make me not want to date you even more. That's all that you're doing is taking women out and having sex with them.
It's just not.
So according to the men, what you just saw is game. This is how lost the men are today. Game is when a man can sit back in his masculine. He doesn't have to beg for the pussy. He doesn't have to plead. He doesn't have to pay. He just gets what he wants. Some of these coaches, they teaching these men how to be desperate, how to cry out for pussy, and it's scary. Stop being openly desperate. Nobody ever wants to help an openly desperate person. Y'all better go read some psychology books. But that's the thing, men don't want to study. They don't want to elevate their game. They think everything should be given to them. I think we as black people, we do each other a disservice because all the other groups of people, they know how to come together and get money, and we don't. I've talked about white women wearing weave here on YouTube, and you know what the white men say when they contact me? Hey, I seen your video about the weave. That's funny, but hey, can you do some thumbnails for me? They don't take the stuff I say personal. They don't give a damn about what I'm talking about. They're business first, and so am I. Black men are the only men that put vagina before money. You got black men out here complaining about hair, nails, and makeup. And other men, they focused on the money. They focused on 10, 20 years from now. How much they got in the bank. Can they send their kids to college? Do they got enough to survive for the next 30 years? They thinking about real shit, and black men are on bullshit. You got black men blaming black women for getting pregnant. What are they doing? Finger popping themselves and getting pregnant? Come on. Like, let's be serious. You know one person that's not trying to have a baby out of wedlock right now? Lori Harvey, and guess what? We're talking about her next. She's hanging out with the Kardashians now. Why? Because she got a cold heart. Put Lori Harvey on the screen, please. I was on TikTok earlier this week, and it was a group of women saying that women don't date like Lori Harvey. Are you kidding? Have y'all been to college? Non-black women can really relate to Lori Harvey because this is how they date. They fully explore their options, whereas black women do not as a whole. A man can break up with a non-black woman on a Sunday night, and by Tuesday evening, she's on a date with another man. I've seen it all the time in college. Non-black women date with urgency, and I saw that up close and personal. Once upon a time, I dated outside the race. He had a deeper complexion than mine, so I thought, oh, nobody's going to care that I'm dating this man. They're not going to care. Boy, was I wrong. Everywhere we went, black men was asking me what was my problem and why was I dating outside the race. And I couldn't believe it because guess what? Whenever I see a black man with a non-black woman, guess what I do? I mind my business. Black men be on the internet, oh, we don't care who you date. Yes, they do. If they're attracted to you, black men very much care who you date. How old is Lori? 25, 26? Yeah, her parents probably going to end up setting her up with a white billionaire. I mean, what else she going to do? I mean, who's she going to date next? I did see a clip of Steve Harvey and Michael B. Jordan hugging. I think they were at a basketball game. Yeah, they were hugging each other kind of tight. So I wonder what's going on with that. Anyways, guys need to stop capping. I heard guys here on the internet say Lori is average. She is not average. Average people do not get modeling contracts. They do not. Steve Harvey has 2 other daughters. Do they have modeling contracts? Are they walking on runways? Let's be honest, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, but Lori Harvey fits the aesthetic of Hollywood. And I guarantee you Steve Harvey's daughters feel some kind of way about all the attention that she's getting. Imagine your stepsister reaping all the benefits from your biological father. But at the same time, the two daughters are married with children. That still has to be tough to watch, though. But let's talk about Lori Harvey's love life. Is Lori Harvey a party girl unable to settle down? Or is she having a hard time looking for love? Some people think that Lori hasn't settled down yet because she really likes women. Now that's interesting. Do we have the picture of Tayana? Because people are thinking that she and Lori are in a relationship. You have a picture of them together? Yeah, put that on the screen. Oh, wow. Listen, I need the trainer's number ASAP. Is her name Tiana or Tayana? Whichever one it is, she got the coldest body in the game. You know, the women on TikTok are rubbing castor oil on their stomachs to shrink in the stomach. And I thought it was BS, but then I tried it. That shit actually works. I was surprised. Women are also claiming that they're shrinking their fibroids with that. So, hey, listen, I'm not a doctor, but go ahead and try it. Remember, summer bodies are made in the winter. Didn't Tiana and her husband just separate? Right? Yeah. And what if these two were a couple? This would be a sexy-ass couple. Can you imagine how the men would react if it was true that these two were together? They would go crazy. Anyways, good luck to Lori Harvey and her new boyfriend in the future. Now we got to go on to something more serious. Keke Palmer. I've been sitting on the edge of my seat watching the creators do this story on Keke Palmer, hearing the details of how he's punching her in the head as she's trying to change a diaper. Women saying, oh, why doesn't she just leave? The same reason why your mother didn't leave. The same reason why your aunt didn't leave. The same reason why you didn't leave. I would imagine that she's petrified. She wanted to raise her child in a two-parent home so bad she took the blows. Allegedly. Remember when Steve Harvey wanted to set her up with a businessman worth millions of dollars? And Keke said no because she wanted a regular guy? Because she thought it would be safer to be with a regular guy? And look what she got. People are not going to like me for saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I've said it time and time again. A woman should not be laying up with a man that doesn't have anything to lose. I'm going to give you a prime example. Back in my old neighborhood, there was a woman who was really close with my mother as well as my mother's sisters. This woman was very accomplished. She had an amazing career and made a lot of money. She made enough money to take care of her and her husband and buy them everything they wanted, including their dream cars. One day, I guess he was tired of being married because while she was sleeping, he lit a match and set the house on fire and then stood outside her window and watched her burn in that fire. Allegedly. My best friend is sitting here watching me with her mouth open. I didn't tell you this story? Oh, yes. I'm going to tell you all the details when I get off here because it's a lot I can't say. But I'll tell you one more thing before I move on. He didn't get arrested right away. So guess what he did? He got a hold of the insurance money and got a new car and a new chick. When I tell you all the men in the neighborhood want to put their hands on him, allegedly, it got so crazy he packed up and moved to another state, and then they finally had to arrest him. Allegedly. When a woman is taking care of a man financially, at some point he's going to resent you for it. Hell, he's going to hate you for it. He might start sitting around thinking about how he's going to unalive you. Keke is putting everything out now because she saw her life flash before her eyes as he was assaulting her. Back in my old neighborhood, the guys would talk like the men in the manosphere. They thought school was dumb. They thought women were dumb. Meanwhile, they would sit on the front step and eat pizza and flaming hot Cheetos all day long. And guess where they are now? They're dead. You know why I survived my old neighborhood? Because I kept my head in a book. And when I was outside, I kept my head on a swivel. If a man is screaming to you that school is dumb, get the hell away from him. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he might be dead in a few months. According to Keke's mother, she was getting abused for a while. She kept trying to make it work. Black women, you gotta wake up. Stop being so desperate for love. People used to try to shame me for the guys I dated. Oh, you out here dating these square dudes. You won't give nobody else a chance. Why would I date a drug dealer and get my head blown off by being around a drug dealer? I be hearing these black men talk crazy on the internet and the black women cheering them on. What in the hell are you doing? You leading these men to an early grave, and you don't even know what you're doing. Poor baby. It reminds me of that man in Chicago that was at that takeout spot, and he was beating the hell out of that woman, and the woman had her son go out to the car, and the son came back in with a weapon and unalived him. And guess what? The women in that guy's camp was still cheering for him, and he was dead. The women in his camp were saying, oh, he was the knockout king. Yeah, but he dead, bitch. He dead. These black women on the internet, they're cheering for these black men and they're dropping like flies. They don't even understand the spiritual side of this shit. Over half of the guys I grew up with in my old neighborhood, they're dead now. Because the men and the women didn't want to tell them the truth. They didn't want to tell them to sit their asses down. They didn't want to tell them that they can get unalived in these streets. They wouldn't listen anyways. That's probably why people don't say anything. They figure, hey, let that person ruin their life or even have their life taken by someone. People just don't care anymore. When I was in college, my professor would always tell me, crack open the ice and do a deep dive in the truth. Stop looking at things surface level. So whenever I'm in a situation, I crack open the ice real good and I do a deep dive in the truth. But you got to be careful. Don't drown. People are afraid of the truth, especially black women. They always say, oh, I have to protect him. I have to protect my black man. I have to protect my king. He's my everything. But too bad he doesn't feel the same way about you. I'm Star. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Good night.